Hello there. I hope you had a great Black Friday extravaganza email madness. Oh my God, that was insane. It's still kind of continuing because as I record this, it is Sunday and all the Cyber Monday emails are already starting. So it's just like 3 weeks of sales everywhere, which can be exhausting. So before I dive into today's topic, I was just going to say give yourself some grace if it went really well for you. I'm so happy for you. Now is the time to reach out and nurture all those new business builders and customers that you have the responsibility of serving. So show them some love. Maybe reach out and make sure that they, are getting their products, et cetera, et cetera. Like whatever you need to do to get them a good customer experience. Don't forget that part. And then if for some reason your Black Friday promotion didn't go like you had hoped, do not beat yourself up about it. There are 51 other weeks of the year to talk to people and to make sales. So it's totally fine. Yes, this is a great time to build your business, but it's also just another week. So don't stress. Okay, I hope that gave someone some relief. If you are stressed out about this past week, man, get outside. Like fresh air, I am so convinced can do so much to just getting us in a different state. I've taken Tony Robbins seminars, jump around outside for a little bit. Obviously, that's not going to solve your life problems. I don't mean to be flippant about it, but getting outside and just breathing and doing things that you love in little spurts throughout the day can be so good for our mental health and really impactful. So today, I'm going to talk about how to choose a new network marketing company. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because a very sweet listener came into my Instagram DMs with a lot of voice messages. Guys, I can't listen to 18 messages over Instagram. I just can't. And if everybody's doing that, okay, maybe I could make some time, but I can't, right? But I did listen to one and I got the gist of what she was asking. Basically, she's trying to figure out how to choose a new network marketing company. I didn't get into all the details because she literally sent a million messages. But here's what I want to do. I got enough to get on here and figure out that I can help her and I can probably help some of you. Now, for 95% of you, you're like, I'm not looking to switch. Why does this apply to me? Well, just listen if you have a moment, because I think having some perspective just on the state of our companies and a story that I'm going to share it may just be entertaining. So here we go. All right. I think that asking someone what company you should choose is like asking a friend, what are the best jeans to buy? It depends. It depends on who you are and what you're built like and what you're looking for and what vibe you're going for. There's so many factors that it just depends and it's very individualized. Or asking your friend, what car should I buy, right? There's so many out there. What are your needs and what are you looking for? So one of the things that I always talk about applies here, and that is, what is your vision for yourself? I talked about in a previous episode that it really helps to try to envision what you actually want to do with your day. Meaning, what do you want to spend your time doing? We all, as adult humans, have some choice, if not a ton of choice, in what we do with our lives. All of our decisions in life have led us to where we are, and we've created, for the most part, I got it that there are exceptions, but for the most part, we've created what we live in now, most of us. And so at this point, you get to decide how you spend your time in your day. Yes, you've signed up for responsibilities, so there may not be a lot of time, but in this precious time that you do have that you want to spend on your business, what are the things you want to do? What do you want to be talking about? Do you want to be on social media or not? If you're listening to this podcast, you probably do. Do you want to sell big items, small items, consumable items? You get to figure this out. And if you still have no idea, then I'm going to give you some ideas of what I think you should consider. So number one, the first and foremost thing to consider when thinking about choosing a social selling or network marketing or direct sales company to partner with is it a reputable company? Like, that's just, to me, the most important. Is it a reputable company? And I only say that because there are some companies that are trash out there. I don't mean trash as in like I don't personally like them. I mean trash as in like not ethical and not good at all. You can do some basic reading in things like direct sales magazines, the Direct Sellers Association. There are reputable, not like personal blogs, but there are sources out there that you can see, where companies fare. Are they making money? Are they doing well? You can kind of get an idea, right? You can pretty much assume that if they're in the top companies of the Direct Sellers Association, that they're going to be pretty reputable, but not always a given. Generally, that's a safe assumption, though. You can do some research on the Better Business Bureau. Now, granted, like, I don't want to get too deep into this, but every company is going to get sued at some point, right? Companies I was in, company I'm in now, like every company gets sued, direct sales or not. Companies get sued. So don't freak out if you see a lawsuit. It's not that big of a deal. But if there is something concerning, feel free to dig into it. Like, it is not the time to go spend 24 hours reading court documents, but just get a feel. Like, is it a reputable company? That's what we're trying to figure out. If it is, it should be pretty obvious, okay? Especially if you know people that are there, that have been there a long time, and it's not a brand new company. Now, brand new companies can certainly be reputable, but you're probably going to have to do a little bit more digging, okay? Number 2 thing, do you feel good about the products? And ideally, are you excited about them? I think this, for me, is the most important thing. If I'm going to make a recommendation and I'm going to put my brand reputation on the line, it better be good. There is zero way that Soraya Goddard is ever going to promote a product that she doesn't believe in. Now, there are plenty of people that do it, and I'm not here to cast judgment, but I would never. I just would never. I can't do it because I am building a social media brand that is a representation of my reputation. In fact, your brand is your digital reputation. So if you're out there pitching nonsense, like business nonsense, product nonsense, or stuff doesn't work, that's your reputation. And that's a really good way to kill your reputation and ruin what credibility you have. So for me personally, I have to have good products that really, really work. When I recently changed companies, I had been a VIP customer. I was a product user for almost 2 years. So with no intention of ever joining the business, but I love the product. So I was going to use them and I was already using them anyway. So that was a no-brainer for me. So if that applies to your situation where you've already used the products, you already really love them, you can see yourself talking about them, that to me is a huge check in the, in the win column, in the pro column, on the pluses, I guess. Third thing that I like to think about is, are the products consumable? Now, this is just a personal opinion. Like, there is no right or wrong answer, but for me personally, I want to be in a sales company where the products are consumable. I want to sell something that people are going to have to buy over and over and over again and get excited to buy over and over again and get results over and over again. There are a lot of companies out there that sell really high ticket stuff, solar panels, water machines. There was a company, I think it's gone now, that was like selling health watches. I don't remember. It was a blip on the radar, but like there's some interesting stuff out there. Anything can work if you work it well enough, but I personally would only purchase and only align myself with a company that sells consumables. I just think the business model is smarter. If you like the product and your customers like the product, they're going to come back and they're going to repeatedly buy over and over and over and over and over again. And you can build a large customer base, and that is to your advantage. Okay. My next, fourth on my list of how to choose a network marketing company would be, is there proof that people can succeed in the opportunity? Like, now this is something that you just kind of have to half feel and half research. Is there proof that people, actual humans, have succeeded in that opportunity without being famous beforehand and all that kind of stuff? Like, can Can the average person see success in that company? I don't mean does everybody see success, because 95% of the people are never going to work hard to earn success. But if you apply yourself, can you see evidence of success? That is something that is really worth looking into. Maybe you have some friends in the company. Maybe you can talk to people who you're not considering joining. Find some disinterested information. Maybe there's some videos you can watch. You can dig through social media and see, are people actually seeing success? And I think you'll just kind of know if you know. This is one of the things that, again, I'm not anti joining a new company that's a brand new company, but you're not going to be able to validate some of these things with a new company. I am not one of those people who's like, oh, ground floor opportunity, awesome. Like, no, there's pros and cons to every company, right? I would never, ever recommend that someone jump in sight unseen to a brand new company if they couldn't validate that it was reputable and succeed in an opportunity. Now, if you joined like day one of a company and it worked out for you, fantastic. That's amazing. But most people don't do that. So for the rest of us, we can usually look at, is there proof that people can succeed? If you find that, then awesome. That's another tick in the pro column. And then for me, this is really the last thing that I think is important, is there a proven system for duplication? Now, I actually got a DM today from somebody, a different somebody, and we were chatting about something, and I said, this is something that duplicates. And she says, what's duplication? So here's duplication. If you're not familiar with that term, in network marketing or in a direct sales model, your goal is to, number one, enroll customers, sell the products. Number two, mentor other business people who can also sell the products. And in order to do that, you want to make sure that there is a system that they can follow that duplicates well. And what I mean by that is that there is a process by which you talk to people, you expose them to the products or the business opportunity, and then you can enroll them and serve them. That is going to look different for every single company. Every single company. But every company should have a system or tools available for you to do that. So in other words, like, is there a business opportunity video? Is there information about the products? Is there an income disclosure form? Is there stuff that you can use to build your business? Now, if there isn't, I'm not saying run away, but just know that it's going to be that much harder to grow a business that doesn't have that kind of stuff. By the way, as an aside, if the company does not have an income disclosure statement, I would question why they don't. That to me is weird. That's it. That's all I'll say about that. But if there is a proven system, so I've talked about this before, I've told everybody that I use a quiz to build my business. Everybody who joins me in business gets access to their own quiz. It's a link, you share it on social media or with people in person, and then you get an email that tells you what challenges the people are having with their hair or their skin, and then we make recommendations. It's a really easy system. So if you come off the street and you don't know anything about hair or skincare, you can use this system to make recommendations. And then, of course, you get better over time, and we have trainings and videos and certifications and all that kind of stuff. All of that is a system, right? It's a system that works together. We have an opportunity video. You'd be surprised how many companies don't actually have opportunity videos. It actually kind of blows my mind, but I digress. Do you have an opportunity video that you can share? Because when you first start out in the company, you don't have any success yet. And sure, you may have a reputation built from somewhere else and you may have trust built somewhere else, but the average person doesn't have an audience and trust and a following and all this kind of stuff. So they're going to have to rely on some tool for credibility. And usually that's a video or something like that for the business side. So that's really what I'm talking about in terms of a system. And the reason why you want that system is so that when new people come on, they can use that system very easily and then teach that system to other people. This system that I use in my business is the reason why, well, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why I joined the company that I did, because it's so stinking awesome to have a good functioning system. You can come in, you can hit the ground running on day one. You don't have to go through 47 hours of video marketing training to figure out how to do it. You don't have to join 14,000 Facebook groups. Like, it was just easy. But that's also what I prefer. That may or may not be your jam. So that gets back to the what are you looking for? But duplication, no matter what it is, works. I know a lot of companies use the ad tag message method in Facebook groups, which is actually kind of interesting because Facebook groups are not my personal favorite. So to me, I would not have wanted to join a group that relied on a ton of Facebook group marketing. There's nothing wrong with it. Groups are kind of declining in popularity. They're just not my favorite thing. So I personally stayed away from that. But if you love Facebook and you want to work in Facebook groups all day, find a company that uses an ad tag message system, right? This just makes sense. So let me go through these one more time, and then I'll talk about just a couple other things to consider that aren't hard and fast rules or things that you can really look up. Number one, is it a reputable company? Number two, do you feel good about the products? Do you like them? Have you used them? Have you tried them? 3, are the products consumable? 4, is there proof that people can succeed in the opportunity? And number 5, is there a proven system? Those are the things that I would recommend that you take a look at. The last thing is it's a feeling, I think. It's more of an intuitive thing, and that is, what is the community like? What is the vibe of the company? What is the vibe of the people in it? Now, obviously, companies are not homogenous. Everybody is not the same. It's not just one type of people, but there's usually a culture, a community, a sense of what the company is all about. Really, what are the values, and that attracts people that are a certain, that have an alignment with those values. So what is the community like? I'm going to be very, very honest. And I this may piss somebody off, or whatever, it doesn't matter. I felt very much like an outsider in my last company. That did not impact my ability to grow or not grow a business, but it just wasn't really my vibe. Like, I loved the products, but I don't know. I was not like everybody else, which you could say is a really good thing, right? You could say, well, you stand out. And absolutely, absolutely. Again, it had no impact on my business. But if you want to have people who you enjoy working with, a lot of times that means finding people who you share values with. And when you share values with people, you're not going to share values with everybody in the company, of course. But if you can find a pocket of people that are doing really well and have a good, strong team and that you share values with, that is a community that you can feel comfortable in and really build connections and build those connections deeply. So when I went looking for another company, it was very clear to me that I needed to find a team to join that had values that were similar to me. And that's exactly what I did. I had actually been following this amazing businesswoman named Sarah Hill on Instagram for a while. And I reached out to her because I knew that we had similar values. I'd followed her for 2 years on Instagram, never with the intention of joining her, just thought she was interesting. And I knew a little bit about her values, or as much as you can from knowing someone on social media, but figured it would be a good fit, talked to her a little bit, joined her. So for me, that community was important. I was looking for very specific things. I was looking for inclusiveness. I was looking for people who were both business and product focused. I was looking for people who were charitable. I was looking for people who were, particularly good on social media, because I like to promote on social media. So if you have a desire to really grow your business on social media, may not make sense to go join someone's team who has home parties, right? That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So just the community, check out the community. What's the vibe? What's the deal? And see how it is. Now, again, I'm going to say this one more time. Even if you are in a company already and you're in a team where you don't feel like you belong, that's not going to stop you necessarily from building your business. You just might have to go it alone a little bit more, and that's totally okay. I've been there. I've done that. It works out fine. But I think it is a little bit more fun to be around someone, people that are like you and are interesting and that you really connect with. So those are the things that I would look for. But again, there's no perfect way. Um, there's no perfect way to determine whether a company is going to be the perfect fit for you. You just kind of have to go for it. And stuff happens too. You might find the perfect company and they may go under. Like it has happened before. I don't wish that upon anyone, but it's a reality. Businesses close and this is a business. So you have to really be happy with your decision and then do not second guess yourself. Once you make the decision, you got to go in and you got to go full on. The people who join 14 different companies to feel the vibe and then never really pick one, it's never going to work out, right? It's never going to work out. But pick one and go for it. Totally go for it. Both feet in the deep end. Run, 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 because speed is the way to success for sure. Okay, so I hope that helped. For those of you who are looking for a new company, those are my thoughts. And again, take it or leave it. I'm just one person. But to the person who reached out and asked for advice, I hope that was extremely, extremely helpful. Now, let me tell you just a little bit about what you can expect going forward from me. So I have not done a lot of coaching this year. I have really focused on building my own personal business, but I'm kind of itching to get back into it. So the first thing you'll see is more podcasts. Yay. The second thing you're going to see is early January, I'm going to have a collaboration. I'll just leave it there for right now. I'm teasing you a little bit. I am going to collaborate with another incredible social seller, and we're going to be doing some coaching in a really fun way that I've never done before. So keep your eyes out for that. But in the meantime, over the next month, if you are not on my email list, then what are you doing? What is happening? Get on my email list, because if you're on my email list, you get all the inside scoop before really everybody else does. That's kind of the bottom line. And I'll email you stuff that I don't typically necessarily always post on social, et cetera, et cetera. So go to the notes, the show notes here in this podcast, and sign up for my caption freebie, and that will put you on my email list. And then you will be the first to know about this new coaching stuff going on in January. However, if you're looking to work with me on a one-on-one basis, I do have just a few slots for some social media strategy sessions. And this is where you and I get on Zoom for an hour and we map out your social media strategy. I do an entire inventory of your social profile, how you generate leads from social media, where they go, how you can improve, and then we together form a strategy for you. And then I give you not only the recording of that, but I also give you basically like a takeaway manual of things to focus on, which is really, really helpful if you are confused at your messaging, if you don't really know what to post, if you are just needing some guidance, or maybe you had some momentum and now you're just kind of blah and you're stuck, then also go to the show notes and find the Work With Me page on my website and go ahead and you can sign up for coaching there. You can always DM me too if you want to chat about it. But it's a really, really fun, quick way to get some clarity in your business, no matter where you are, what level you're at right now. What I also love about this is that you don't need to make time to go through a course. Like if you don't have time, because I know a lot of times I want to go through courses, but I just don't have the time to. And so I don't want to waste my money on it. This alleviates all that. So we get it done while you're present. There's no homework necessarily that needs to be done. So it's 1 hour and boom, you're done. So would love to work with you if that's something that you are open to. And otherwise, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.